So yeah, like I said, I'm a big fan of mini scale, and we need Lego to make more of this. What's up, everybody?
I'm Jackson.
I'm Kenny.
And we are
JK Builders. If you're new to the channel and you love Lego, you should definitely subscribe. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, it helps out the channel a whole bunch, and it's always very much appreciated.
Sure.
Today we're doing a review of a brand new set from Lego Star Wars. In fact, it's so brand new, it hasn't even been released yet. It is the Super Star Destroyer. Jackson, tell us about the box.
Well, it's 18 plus. The item number is 75356, and it is 630 pieces.
Very cool. So, I was just asking Jackson if it's Executor or Executor. Execute. I was trying to remember. I don't know.
Executor or Executor.
Executor. I don't know. It sounds better, Executor, I think. But anyway, checking out the box, you have the Midi scale version of the Super Star Destroyer on the front. Nice black background. On the back, you have another view of the ship, just the rear view. It gives you the dimensions. It's about 5.5 inches tall by about 17 inches wide. And then it gives you a couple pictures, a comparison of the movie to the Lego version of the ship. Very, very cool. It does come with a little plaque that says Executor, as well as a 40th anniversary plaque for the Return of the Jedi, this being the 40th anniversary of that movie. Very, very cool. It gives you another view of the ship up here. It doesn't come with minifigures, which we will discuss that more later, but that is the gist of the box. Let's check out the instruction book. Here's the instruction book. Very cool. This is not the typical instruction book. It does not have the bar that goes across. It's not as boring. So kind of cool. A little bit different there, but still kind of plain. On the inside, it does give you some tidbits of information about the Super Star Destroyer, about the Return of the Jedi movie, and a little bit of info from the designer, I believe. So read that in your own leisurement. It does have the gray background. It's got a little stud for the progress bar. Nothing too special other than that. In total, it's about 143 pages, so not too extensive of an instruction book, just a smaller set. It is Midi scale, which we have not seen a Midi scale set, I believe, since like 2009 in Star Wars. It's been a long time, and we'll discuss whether or not we think they should make more of them in this video. But anyway, that is the instruction book. Let's check out this set. All right, so here it is, the Super Star Destroyer, all finished up in Midi scale. So yeah, first of all, let's check out the minifigs.
There is none.
There are none. There are no minifigs. Yeah, that's been a point of contention on this one, is that there aren't any minifigs. How much value it would have added to throw in a minifig, but it is what it is. This is a very cool set, though. I really like it. It's super detailed. I love the Midi scale. I really hope they do more of them in the future. We'll talk more about that in a second. But of course, you have the Super Star Destroyer. Very similar to the UCS one we got several years ago, just in Midi scale. So you have tons of just greebling and details all along the top. There's not a whole lot to say about it. Like, this is obviously not a play set. This is not something that, you know, has compartments or internal features or anything like that. There's nothing. This is really just built to be on display, which I'm okay with. I enjoy displaying Lego, and I think this looks very, very good and will display very, very well. So you have the Star Destroyer with the little details and greebling on the side. You have like the two layers here, which looks very cool. You have these translucent blue pieces that are accents, like almost like lights on the inside. On the back, you have these very large boosters. There were, I think, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them in total. Look very, very good. Very cool how they did the angles on this, the different building techniques, because this is slanted right here. You have the bridge of the ship right here, and then just lots of little details and greebling along the top. I just think it looks really cool. It's nice and tiled off and polished looking here along the top. It really is just a scaled down version of the UCS set. Like, if you compare them side by side, they actually look very, very similar, just different sizes and scales. Of course, you have the normal Star Destroyers off here to the side. Kind of gives you the scale of just how huge that the Super Star Destroyer was compared to the typical Star Destroyers. They're off to the side, flying nearby it. You kind of get that view in the movie at a point as well. And then it does come on this very nice custom stand, which looks really good, nice and tiled off. It has the plaque here. It says Star Wars, the Executor. It has these nice little grate pieces. And then it has the little plaque here. It says 40, Return of the Jedi, for the 40-year anniversary of the Return of the Jedi. It sits on that very nicely. It does connect. Now, the one thing I've heard some people complain about is the bottom not being finished. That's not a huge deal to me, because this is strictly a display set. It's not something that you're really going to take off and play with, I wouldn't think. Maybe you will. But the bottom being unfinished isn't really a huge deal. One thing that I was a little bit concerned with was just how loose some of these pieces are. It's cool how they got these, but there were just 3 connection points on this whole thing. There's no connection point here at the end, so it is a little bit wobbly here and here. But as long as you're not like whipping it around or playing with it too much, that's not going to be a problem at all. If you're just displaying this as a display set, that will be no issue whatsoever. So yeah, that is pretty much it. It is very cool, fun to build. I built it in a day, it wasn't too hard, and I think it looks really, really good. All right, the Super Star Destroyer in MIDI scale. Jackson, what are some of the things you like about this one?
Well, I really like how they show like the scale between the normal Star Destroyer and the Super Star Destroyer, because this is super big. That's why it's called the Super Star Destroyer.
Okay, anything else you like about it?
That's pretty much all. The only thing that I don't like about it is these.
How it's a little flimsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't do this,
true,
you'll be okay, I think. Even if you did want to take this off and play with it, let's try it.
Oh.
You can take it off and fly it around. Like, it's not going to break. I mean, those are a little flimsy, but they're not going to fall off. I mean, I can flip it around,
true.
I can swoosh it. You can even take these off if you want. They just pop off like that. So, it could be a play set if you wanted to play with it. Overall, though, I personally am a big fan of MIDI scale. I think they need to make more of it. They did release the Nebula B Frigate a couple of years ago, and I believe that was supposed to be like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive because of, you know, the pandemic that went around there a couple years ago. They ended up canceling Comic-Con, I think is the story. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I think they ended up canceling Comic-Con, and they ended up selling the limited supply of the Nebula B frigates that they had just to consumers. And I'll tell you what, I got online and I saw that and I ordered it right away. My order went through. They sent me an email the next day saying my order was canceled because they ran out of supply. I was super bummed. Like, I was really excited about that set. I thought the Nebula B frigate was really, really cool. It's a set to this day we still don't have. Maybe someday I'll shell out the cash to buy it. But yeah, I was excited to see that they're making a Super Star Destroyer in MIDI scale. I think the last one that they officially did was the Millennium Falcon back in like 2009 or 2010, somewhere around there. We don't have that one either, but I think they just display so nicely. I feel like they should start a new line similar to the helmets where they just make all the ships in MIDI scale. I'd be a big fan of that. I think they look so good on display.
Kind of like the dioramas.
Like the dioramas, exactly, yeah.
Dioramas, yeah.
Yeah, so make me a Death Star MIDI scale, make me a Star Destroyer MIDI scale, make me another Millennium Falcon MIDI scale, make them all MIDI scale, and you just line them up. They look so cool on display, I think. Alright, so this one officially comes out May 1st. We were able to find this one along with the Snub Fighter about a week and a half early at Walmart. Like I said, they didn't ring up, it said no sale, but they were able to just punch in the price and give it to me. I've heard that happening a lot. This is a new thing for Walmart. Normally they don't have the street date issues that you see at like Target and other stores. But this one you did, and you just have to have a cashier that's nice enough to punch in the price rather than saying you can't buy it. But this one retails for $69.99. Jackson, are you going to buy this one? Wait for a sell or pass?
I'll buy it. It's a really cool set, and I think it's going to be really cool on display.
Now, the price per piece is a little bit high, as you would expect with Star Wars, especially when you consider that most of the pieces on the set are very, very tiny. You know, they're 1x2 studs, 1x1 studs, 1x3. Very, very small pieces and lots of them. The total is about 630 pieces, so for $69.99, that's about right for a Star Wars set. Maybe even a little bit on the low side, but when you consider the amount of small pieces, it is probably just a little bit high. But overall, I think it's worth it. I will buy these all day long. As long as LEGO makes these MIDI scale Star Wars sets, I will buy them. I'm a big fan of them, and I think they look really, really great. Alright, so there it is, the Super Star Destroyer in MIDI scale from Star Wars LEGO. Do you have it? Do you want it? What do you think of it? Do you plan on buying it? Let us know in the comments below. As always, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, keep on building.